Good afternoon, YB gang. It's me, Mr. One, and here I am joined by I give you hot dogs. What's that?
No.
What?
What?
What was that?
What?
What was that sound?
What sound?
Alright, whatever. You can feign ignorance. I'm not gonna question
I
you.
can, but I don't. What would I be feigning?
Oh. What the heck are you talking about, man? You're like, what was that?
What?
Like, go into the stream after I said I give you hot dogs. There was like, I don't know, it was like a child.
I was like, ah, like ah.
No, you were like,
That is not what? What are you
yeah,
talking
that's the
about?
sound you made. You could go onto the stream and listen to it.
That is, I did not go on for that long. That was very brief.
No, no, no. It was like long and drawn out, and it didn't sound like you. It sounded like a little girl.
What are you talking about?
Whatever. I think this guy's already being possessed by witches. That's just
I
how
think
it is.
Maria is just in your stream.
YB gang Magic Monday. Full of surprises. I eat your Salisbury steaks, aka I give you
Oh,
hot
okay,
dogs.
wait. I get, yeah, you're April Fool's in me. I bet there is no sound.
What?
Yeah, I see. I get it now.
You're jerking my chain.
What's it you doing?
Hop into the stream.
I'm already in the
Hop
stream.
out of the stream.
Okay, I'm in the stream.
Hop into the stream again. Let's go. We're in Moonside today. We're loading it in. Burgers, can you hit us with the
Oh, why is Ava there? Why?
repack? What's
Oh,
going on
we're
here?
back to like the regular time zone, but before we were in the world of the future. I mean, it was crazy stuff was happening. Anji was like getting murdered, and they were like, "We're gonna kill you." And then she jumped off of a roof, landed on a car, and then she got rescued by Okanogi.
True. Alright, now you just reminded me of something that I have to add to the stream, so bear with me for a second as I add it.
Oh, okay, well, yeah, of course.
Wait, did you see it?
No, I already know what you're gonna add, though.
Oh, you know what I'm gonna add?
Yeah.
Okay. I hope you do. I mean, you're not saying it, so technically you could just say that you knew what I was adding, despite not knowing.
What else are you gonna add?
There we go. I think that's good right there, right?
Honestly, that is not what I thought.
Huh? What did you think?
I thought you were gonna add the Okanogi.
No.
Like, this Anji Maria part is unplayable.
No, I gotta add that like when I have more time. I was just putting this in because it reminded me of that.
True.
Yeah, I'll put that. That's in January 2005, right? Or is oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, I'll put that in eventually. It's over.
3 months left to live. It was last year when you said that, right, Dr. Manjo? Well, I only spoke with what I could comprehensively determine from his physical condition at the time.
Yeah, and the thing you gotta remember when playing this is that there's always gonna be an Okanogi around the turn. So right now I really have no desire to continue after seeing this old hag on the screen. But eventually there will probably be another Okanogi.
As a result, this year too, it just so happens
So even though it's doubtful whether Dad'll last until the end of the year, he's still totally focused on his occult research. And you still say he has only 3 months left to live, Doctor?
But like I said, Kinzo-sans.
Shouldn't you be happy that our respected father is still in high spirits? Out of a sense of parental respect, each one of you is eager to greet father. I can see how upset you are that he's unwilling to meet with you. Considering that everyone has started aiming for the inheritance while the sun is still in the sky, I can understand why father wouldn't want to see you.
You got it wrong, Natsumi-san. We just,
Dad isn't immoral. He'll die someday. We aren't telling him to die. We're just saying that he will die sooner or later. We're just talking together about how to prepare for that. And that is precisely what is so disrespectful. Stop it. You'll make your headache worse.
Christ told Natsu had arisen from her chair in agitation to sit down. Those headaches are like the perfect excuse.
He always has the headaches.
Yeah, Christ is just like, hey, you're gonna get a headache, shut up.
I think Kraus injected her with like headache serum at some point.
Sure. Trying to smooth over the atmosphere just suddenly become filled with suspicion. Hideyoshi put on a forced smile and motion for everyone to calm down.
Natsuki-san, don't misunderstand. People say you should always clean up after yourself, right? We're just talking about seeing him off. We're discussing this so we can see father off immediately when he takes off on the journey he's eventually gonna make. That's just like you, Hideyoshi-san. Even though you're saying the same thing, you make it sound so intellectual.
Yes, that's right. Unlike you, san, oh.
Quit it. We aren't getting anywhere. So, like we're saying, Aniki, forget all this about the inheritance. I don't even care if Dad hits us. To make a long story short, we want to meet Dad directly and say hello. Even if he says he doesn't want to. If he's locked up in his study, we don't care if we have to borrow a key from Genji-san. Right, Rosa?
Oh, well, it's not like we're forcing you. It's just we haven't said hello to father in such a long time. If his remaining life really is short, and there's a chance we might never be able to see him again. Today might be our final opportunity to exchange words with father. Oh, that's right, just like Rosa says. If he only has 3 months left, it wouldn't be odd for him to pass away any time now, right? Are you saying that despite that, we don't even have the right to talk to him one last time? Regardless of the circumstances, isn't that just a bit too much?
If greeting father were truly what you wish to do, I'm sure he'd happily allow you to meet with him. But father has already heard about the disrespectful topic you hope to raise. No one would want to meet you under these conditions. The reason you cannot meet with father is because of your own doing and nothing else, is it not? Wait. Hey, listen, I'll call you back later, alright? Can't let the Umineko hour be interrupted. Exactly. Especially because there's a clock on, there's a timer going.
There is.
You shouldn't have to rack your brains to understand why father doesn't wish to see your faces, right? Father has been seen thoroughly through all of your tight financial situations.
What are you talking about? I have a clue what you're going on about, me son.
Did you really think I didn't know about the state you're in?
Even the rest realized that he had seen through to their current lack of funds. Alternating between bluffing and returning to the point at hand and arguing back, they repeatedly pressed Kraus to let them meet with Kinzo. The sweet smell and the black tea Rosa had gone out of her way to buy had been completely wasted. The only thing she was glad about now was that the children weren't here for this. The fact that they got to play at the beach right after lunch had been their only salvation. Ava made as though to tackle Krause, and Hideyoshi and Kairi cut in between them, trying to calm both sides. Then Kairi took a deep breath and spoke. Yeah, she hasn't said anything. I'm sorry, Krause-san. I know I'm an outsider, but I wonder if you'd let me say one thing. I have a proposition.
What is it, Kairi-san?
First, and this includes my husband as well. For many years, we have belittled the efforts you've made by living with Father and taking care of him. Isn't that right?
That's well. We've got it easy since we get to go outside, but Aniki's been babysitting Dad for decades now, and that must have been a lot of work. I'll accept that, but what's your point, Kairi?
We must acknowledge that Krause-san is Father's caretaker. Isn't that right? We've always feared Father and have pushed the task of caring for him onto Krause-san. Everyone should acknowledge his efforts. Isn't that right, Ava and Nisan? And so what? Nisan is Father's caretaker? Don't decide things on your own, outsider. Ah, sheesh.
Hey now, calm down. Kairi-san, what are you talking about? Kairi, please continue.
We should be more grateful towards Krause-san and Natsume-san. We should thank them for always taking care of Father. It's our lack of gratitude that's to blame for these wasteful conflicts we keep having. Isn't that right, Krause-san?
I'm surprised. I did not think you, Kairi-san, would be able to understand our efforts, which even my true siblings have not stopped to consider. It's a natural duty for the successor to the Ushirimiya family headship.
That's right. It's your responsibility as the successor of the headship, isn't it? It's because you take care of Father that we must acknowledge you as the successor. No, I see you're just gonna like drop the bomb. Hey! Why are you bringing this up all by yourself? You're just an outsider.
Wait, Aniki. That's right. It's just like Kairi says. Because you take care of Dad, you're the successor, Aniki. It's just like you said.
Ooh. Rosa noticed, and then Ava did. Ava's barking demeanor towards Kairi for advancing the discussion on her own disappeared in a flash, and she instead stared at Krause and Natsui. Natsui couldn't understand that sudden change and was slightly flustered. Krause-san, if you'll accept just a few conditions, we won't ask you to let us meet Father again until he dies. Of course, we won't demand to be present at his deathbed. We wouldn't even mind being absent at the funeral.
Oh, where are you going with this? But I may as well listen for now. Let's hear your terms. He just cut off to get screen time. This isn't necessary.
First, the term successor to the headship refers to the caretaker of the current head, Ushiromiya Kinzo.
And then?
Second, the duty of the caretaker is to look after Ushiromiya Kinzo for the rest of his life. To make things simple, the caretaker's job is to care for him until his final moments. You were prepared to do that from the beginning, Krause-san, so that won't cause any problems.
Naturally. I have no objections to either of those terms. I'm already carrying them out.
Third, on the off chance that the caretaker is neglectful in his responsibilities of supervision, he shall be deprived of his rights as a caretaker. With that sentence, all select disappeared from Krause's face. Natsui alone was still having trouble figuring out what it meant. Ah, come on, Natsui.
And just what are these responsibilities of supervision that the caretaker bears?
It means supervision so that father can live the rest of his life in the best possible health. I'll be more detailed than that. In the case the father dies, anything other than a natural death, the caretaker will be deprived of his rights as caretaker, and his status as the successor to the headship will be lost. If that happens, the next highest in rank, Eva-san, will be selected as the successor.
What did you say? How can you shamelessly speak such nonsense? Oh, my. The caretaker certainly has a heavy responsibility. However, people can die in many ways. For example, senile people sometimes die when food gets caught in their throats. Normally this is called death by old age in its broadest sense. But with your argument, there becomes a death by accident, and I bear the responsibility of supervision. This is unjustly disadvantageous to me.
I have no intention of forcing such an unfair argument on you. I'm referring to the kind of thing that the caretaker could have prevented beforehand by taking good care of and keeping his eyes on father. It may be the caretaker's job to carry food to father's mouth, but whether he swallows it or not is clearly outside the caretaker's responsibility. I have absolutely no problems with the example you raised, Krause-san.
Oh. So what kind of case are you referring to that might cause the caretaker to be blamed for making a blunder?
For example, if he disappeared.
Oh.
Seems that right now, father is in full control of himself. But dementia might begin to set in. He might wander around and not looking and get into some kind of accident. Or he might get lost in the forest and go missing. Won't this type of case clearly be the responsibility of the caretaker?
Father's mind is perfectly healthy. There's no need to bring up dementia.
One day, suddenly, I saw father go into the forest. I chased after him, but I couldn't find him. I called the police and searched, but after being unable to find him after 7 whole years, I had legally declared dead. My point is that we won't accept it if you use a story like that to treat him as dead. When father passes away, an autopsy will certainly be carried out, and we will confirm that he died of old age in the most general meaning within the bounds of common sense. A death of any other cause will be held as the caretaker's responsibility. See, these are all things you have toiled away at all this time, Krause-san. These aren't strange conditions or anything of the sort, right?
You are mocking us, disgracefully so. I find it hard to imagine why my husband must be coerced into a rule that disgraces him in this way.
Actually, I've been suspecting it since last year. Now everyone here probably suspects it as well. Eva-san and Hideyoshi-san. Rudolph-san and Rosa-san too. Everyone has suspected it the whole time, but it was so frightening to imagine that no one actually said it.
I see. So this is what you're trying to say. That father is already dead and that I've been hiding it.
Okay. That's right. So what is Badler doing here?
Badler wrote it. Yeah, I gotta save. Gotta see what this guy's up to.
That's one of the theories I thought of as a key to solve the last mystery in the previous game.
He was just dead the whole time. Yeah, remember, she's just chilling here now too.
I guess that's true.
What was it? Good night, have a nice dream, you know?
Good night, have a nice dream. Yeah, you mean the very last bits. The mystery of who killed Dr. Nanjo. That's right. The witch definitely said a lot in red. She mentioned the names of all 18 people and announced whether they were alive or dead, and then she claimed that there were no humans besides them. But with this theory, I can weave my way through that gap. I see. So this is one of the answers that doesn't cause those two to contradict. Makes sense. See what I'm saying? You catch on pretty quick.
This is dead always.
It's nice I don't have to explain. No 19th person exists, but of course, if he's dead, then there's somebody else.
True.
And yet this trick lets us mix in an unknown new character. In other words, the names of all 18 people don't necessarily correspond to the 18 people on the island. That's it. The witch mentioned the names of 18 people one after another and announced whether they were alive or dead. And on top of that, she announced that there were no humans other than the 18. There was a single illusion in there. It wasn't guaranteed that the 18 names of people equaled the 18 people on the island. And she named off all 18 people and announced who was alive and who was dead. She hid the name of Culprit X and instead mixed in someone who wasn't on this island. By doing that, even though the culprit was on the island, she was able to leave him out of the list of living or dead people. The person who was mixed in wasn't actually on the island, so he didn't count towards the total number of people on the island.
I think the best part is that Battler's like having a moment of revelation and Kyrie just figured it out like without magic just in 1986, you know?
True. By this, even though the culprit counted towards a total of 18 people on the island, it was possible for his name not to be listed. The two statements in red are completely independent, so this theory creates no contradictions. If someone's name was used to hide the existence of the culprit, that name must satisfy several conditions. First of all, even though this person isn't on the island, they've got to be someone we think is on the island. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been able to trick us. And it's best if this person happens to be dead. No alibi is more perfect than death. After all, at that point, the mystery was based on the fact that the crime was impossible for all 18 people. Is it something like that? Yeah, that's it. And that person was grandfather. Right now, there's only one thing Kairi-san can be about to say. We thought grandfather was locked up in his study, saying that he didn't want to meet anyone. But there's a possibility that he's actually dead already, and that Uncle Kraus is lying when he claims that grandfather's alive. That's right. Grandfather was closed up in his room the whole time, and no one saw his face. Maybe he was already dead, and Uncle Kraus and others were conspiring together trying to trick everyone. If Kinzo dies, the distribution of the inheritance occurs. However, if Kinzo doesn't die, no, if he dies but it isn't announced, the distribution of the inheritance won't take place. In other words, Uncle Kraus could have all of grandfather's wealth to himself. That's right, he's got more than enough motive. Maybe a 19th person X really doesn't exist on this island, but a person X existed. And that person was the 18th person. In other words, there were originally 17 people on this island, not 18. Then an unknown person X snuck in and committed the crime. How is that, Beato? Come out, I've just solved the final biggest mystery from last time. As Badler claimed that forcefully, the crisp sound of clapping came out of nowhere and their surroundings turned away, becoming the usual witch's tyranny.
Bravo, bravo! I wish I could deny that someone as incompetent as you has finally gotten a feel for it, but somehow or another you've managed to come up with a single answer. Even a lump of concrete can stop thinking. So you have now finally evolved into a being with intelligence. You might say you've finally taken a step forward from the crying creature you were before, just licking my shoes and grinding your teeth.
I can't believe that stupid wordplay threw me for so many loops last time. My lameness pisses even me off. Alright, Beato, repeat it. If you can announce that the 18 people on the island, including grandfather, just try and do it. Yeah, you can't. Because he was already dead. This is the end of your deception.
Well now, what have we here? Shall I slice it in two with the red truth? No, it might also be good to hold back for now and let you get all excited. If I'm going to push you off a cliff anyway, it would be more interesting to lure you to a higher place first.
Alberto sneered obnoxiously. She looked like she was searching for an expression that would tick me off even more. As though she was saying that the answer I'd reached was impossibly ridiculous. Compared to me, annoyed as I was at the witch's attitude, Gretel had a blank and composed expression on her face. Almost as though she'd expected the witch to act that way. I see. Just like how Baldur has leaned and grown, so has the witch. What's wrong, Beato? Don't act so tough. I asked if you can repeat it. Answer. Stop it, Baldur. The witch won't answer so easily. She won't do it until she thinks it'll benefit her. What? What do you mean? You've been toyed with by this red truth in the games up until now, so the witch has used it many times. But now the situation is different. You're trying to draw the red truth out of her, and are instead using it as your weapon. In this situation, there's no way the witch will keep firing off the red without reason. Right?
Gretel, or whoever you are, it seems your mind is quite sharp, unlike Badler's. What a fearsome enemy I've welcomed in. That is correct! When Badler hopes I'll use the red truth, do I have any responsibility to do so? No!
Kind of, it like ruins the game.
The croissant you ate this morning's worth of responsibility to please you. Well, I mean, yeah, technically, he's winning right now, right? Because he proved that it could be done by human means. The only way that she could win is by proving, no, it had to be done by a witch's means, because that's impossible.
Yeah, so it's like, the game is over, Badler won, wrap it up.
Yeah.
You bastard!
Yes, that's the face. I started playing with the red truth just because I wanted to see that face. I have no reason to play around if it won't give me a chance to see you look like that.
You just don't like losing, right? Just saying whatever you can to trick me because you can't answer my demand won't work.
Don't be so full of yourself. An answer like that could be cut to pieces without any effort. But I won't go out of my way to speak in red. I won't say it because that's what you're asking me to do. Do you know why?
You just said it. You want to push him off at the sweetest spot. This ill-natured witch is saying she won't use the red anymore because that's what you want. In other words, she won't go along with this game of telling her to repeat things anymore.
Exactly. Unlike Badler, everything goes quickly with this girl with no need for explanations. No, but Badler's about to drop like the hardest nuke since Hiroshima. Like, just wait and see. I will say what I please with the red truth at the time that I desire.
That's it. Basically, it's the witch's right to use the red truth as she pleases. She doesn't have to use that at whatever time the human side desires. But even that depends on the situation. The situation?
Oh yeah, that's what you're about there.
What do you mean? Well, you're the one who's Anji and you like force on me. The witch has no responsibility to respond when you tell her to repeat something.
I mean, I could become Anji again. The problem is that, because we were going through such a long Anji segment for like months,
True.
that's why you started doing Anji, but I'll take her back if you want.
No, you're just about to steal Badler.
No, it's just instinct.
I'll get rid of it.
Huh? Okay. So, you want me to read Anji?
No, I don't care. I'm just saying get rid of instinct.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll say it again. The witch has no responsibility to respond when you tell her to repeat something. But it does become her responsibility if and only if your claim can destroy the witch theory. After all, in this trial court without a judge, that which is not refuted becomes the truth. Just like how the witch theory made by the witch will instantly become truth if you collapse and stop thinking. Then, since she doesn't have a counter-argument for my guess, that means it's right. It's right that the culprit is the mysterious 18th person X and grandfather is already dead. At least, until the witch argues back. Truth always loses to new truths farther in the future.
And she's just out here on the Okonogi wave, that's why we had to get the backstory.
The tricky part is that even the timing of the counter-argument is up to the witch. In other words, maybe your reasoning just now was correct. Maybe the witch is refraining from arguing back even though you're wrong. Or the witch may be ignoring it because it doesn't shake the basis of the witch theory in the first place. But either way, we can't tell the difference at the current time. Yes, it does shake the theory of it. It's literally an example of how humans could have done it. Like, boom, that's it. Like, bam.
Yeah.
Like, truth nuke.
No, I mean, I'm just thinking, like, she could either, refute it and be like, no, it could only be done with witches because there was only 18 people and it was Kinzo, right? Or she could be like, okay, well, whatever, yeah, sure, that was done by human means, but this other example is witch only, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So she could either refute that one directly, or bring up something else and let's just forget about this, you know?
Is that more or less it?
And you, lady Burngust, for throwing in such a troublesome piece. Thanks to that, I'm losing all my lines.
The witch has learned that she can respond to your demands to repeat phrases at a later time. Maybe you could even call it a delayed move. That is not allowed in chess. You can't just skip your turn. She's disqualified.
I don't know, she's playing
like, I'm just gonna let you move all your pawns forward, and then I'm gonna go and take them out? Like, no, that's not allowed.
She's playing watermelon chess, dude.
Sheesh.
In watermelon chess, you can use a break every once in a while. That's like one of the special items that you can start with that lets you pause.
So even if I announce a mistaken reasoning, there's a possibility that Beto will intentionally let me flounder about without denying that guess. And at the very end, when I propose an even more massive line of reasoning, she can cut it off at the base and spin everything around. A single piece of reasoning becomes a bridge to the next piece. By demanding that she repeat lines, I've been able to strengthen my position in advance bit by bit. But since that bastard Beto learned this strange delay tactic, I can no longer confirm or deny my reasoning. This is like finally finding a staff that will let me search around in the darkness only to lose it right away. I'm just stuck now, right?
Hey, Battler, if you make a despairing face like that, I won't be able to stop drooling, you see? From the beginning, that staff was nothing more than something I gave you because you were so worthless. All this means is you can finally challenge me without a handicap, right?
But that alone doesn't change the fact that demanding that you repeat things is one of Badler's way to fight back. As I already said, as long as it's something fatal that'll destroy the witch theory, the witch is obligated to argue back, and therefore to speak with the red truth. While the timing of that counter-argument is up to the witch, it must be performed eventually. Isn't that right?
That may be so. If I cannot deny the tricks done by humans theory Battler lays out by the time the game ends, Battler will use that as a reason to deny me, and it will be possible for him to proclaim his victory.
So, should we view this as a restriction on the witch's side? That the trick theory laid out by the human side, in other words, what he tells you to repeat must be countered during the game?
Oh, true. During the episode. That is so. Battler's goal is to, during the episode, I don't know why I thought that. Battler's goal is to show that he can explain the entire pleasant game I have laid out on this island with humans and deny me. It's common in video games where they'll be like press X and then it'll show like the little X symbol on your controller. And like it's just like like when Mickey is telling you to do that and inside of his speech bubble he's telling you to press X, right?
Yeah, that's what he's thinking.
Yeah, but like Umineko hasn't done that until now. This is the first time we see some kind of meta thing like from the developer.
Oh no, the Tea Party. The Tea Party the whole thing was meta.
Well, not exactly.
With the first one, when Badler shows up, he's like, "Hey, thanks for playing Umineko."
Yeah, the first one was thanks for playing Umineko, right? But all the subsequent ones have been pretty real.
It's true.
Yeah, I mean, the first one did feel like that as well. But I mean, I started a stream because of it, like
exactly.
I spent like an hour laughing. So just to randomly pop up while Angie's making a serious face. But whatever. Badler's goal is to show that he can explain the entire pleasant game I've laid out on this island with humans and deny me. If Badler succeeds in that, at that time, he will become the victor of this game.
Let me confirm the rules. Should we view the time the game ends as referring to 2400? No, that doesn't exist. Actually, it's 2359.
You mean the limit as the time approaches 24?
Yeah, exactly. What Kinzo said. On October 5th, 1986, going by the time of the Rokujima in the game.
Well, technically, the limit as t approaches 24 is equal to 24. So even though 24 doesn't exist, we can kind of generally agree conceptually that 24 o'clock exists, even though it doesn't.
True. But like, that way we are in agreement, and like, there's no reason to argue.
Oh, you're right, argument is the spice of life.
Yeah.
I have no problems with that.
At the time the game ends, the human side must state a theory using tricks for all of the mysteries. And if the witch side cannot argue back, the human side can proclaim its victory. Does that work?
No, I mean, it really did take Angie coming in, who's like technically a witch but also a human. Because at the moment there was like no terms to the game and Beatrice could just do whatever she wants.
Yeah, there wasn't really any rules. The rule was just deny me.
Yeah. Let us be more specific. When the game ends, the witch side will be given a chance to argue back. Yeah, she would just like do a magic trick and make him cry. But like at this point we know that magic tricks don't really matter because we're in a world between the human side and the dark side, So
yeah.
Even like Ava Beatrice is just an illusion that was which was Ava the whole time, created by imagination.
Let's decide on an amount of time. 1 minute. If you cannot carry out your counter-argument within 1 minute, victory will be proclaimed.
Then allow me to impose the same rule on you. At the time the game ends, the human side will be granted 1 minute to counter the mysteries that has been given.
That is not fair at all. What do you mean?
If even a single mystery has not been countered within that time, it becomes the witch's victory and that game is over. I mean, I don't know.
They just can't talk like fast enough, like right?
No, I mean, I think you have to start talking within the minute. Like you can't spend more than a minute thinking. But I don't know. I think you should at least have an hour to gather your thoughts and like get a piece of paper and write.
Yeah, but witch's side, like they just say something I read. Like there you go. The human side, we have to like make a whole like a fucking slideshow, like proving it.
Yeah, you should give it an hour at least. Then get Ronave cookies and watch TV while the time goes by. It would be such a killjoy to have the game stopped for lengthy consideration, right?
You asshole. Moving things along without me. But I more or less get what's going on.
Oh, he knows what's going on.
Even if the lines I demand that you repeat aren't countered instantly, they've got to be countered eventually. Yes, that's right. And that must happen before 001 on October 6th. But be careful. She only has to cut up one of the things you tell her to repeat. You can't proclaim your victory unless you solve all the puzzles.
just as I can use the red. From now on, I will allow you to use the blue, Battler.
Oh, shit! Like, the blue was a thing.
No, so I thought that.
So, yeah, I get, yeah, okay, so it's not actually blue truth, meaning, oh, it's just like red truth, that this must be real. It's just, this is temporarily the truth until the future decides otherwise.
Yeah, so I don't know if you remember last time, when we were like reading the Okonogi part, and he starts going on about truths and how like, oh, the truth is only the truth until a better truth is proven, and like
Yeah,
at
the
one
blue
point,
truth and the red truth is better.
yeah, exactly. I like mysteriously at one point just started laughing like, oh, this game sucks. I know where this is going, because I knew that was the setup for the blue truth, and
Because you knew what blue truth was already? Okay, I see.
yeah, I mean, I'd seen MBOS using Bluetooth, right? But I didn't know what it was. Um, but then I saw that and I was like, oh no, this is definitely the setup to Bluetooth. I thought that Bluetooth was just Badler being a sorcerer. When explaining my magical murders with humans and tricks, you may state your claims in blue. I am responsible for countering your blue with the red by the end of the game.
Blue. So I'll talk in blue when I tell you to repeat things?
Not quite. When you told me to repeat lines, you were able to do it for any trivial thing. But the blue is a little more restrictive. Unless it by itself denies witches, it will not be valid.
It's starting to get confusing, but it's more or less something like this. For example, let's take one of the riddles in the past where I asked her to repeat something.
But this is what I mean, right? Like, even though this is kind of like explaining to the player, it's still from the perspective of Battler.
Yeah. The actual number of master keys is 5. That had been to confirm there were really 5 master keys, which he claimed there were no more than 5. But since that by itself won't deny witches, I can't say it in blue. So in order to speak in blue, I need to say something like this. The actual number of master keys was greater than 5. The culprit entered or exited the room with that extra key. Only then would the witch, who claimed that this was a closed room made by magic, be responsible for making a counter-argument. In other words, I can't demand that she repeat something that merely confirms the premises of my reasoning. That'll probably be a significant disadvantage for me. Crap. It's enough to make the red Beto use to toy with me until now look extremely merciful. Damn it. So even if I create a theory for a particular closed room and speak it in blue, if Beto denies it at the very, very end, I won't even have time to create my next theory. This rule is awful, horribly bad for me. Are you gonna surrender before the fight begins again?
I mean, if I was Battler, I'd just say, give me an hour at the end, You're a witch, you've lived for 1,000 years. Give me an hour.
Yeah. Calm down. No one said you could only use the blue once for each mystery. Do you know what that means? Yeah, he can weave them together just like Beatrice does? No.
Alright, he could, like... I mean, he can only use one color, right? But he can have, like, a blue truth, an orange truth, a green truth, and, like... What I mean by that is, this is my blue theory, right? There was more than 5 keys, but then the green
theory that's true. You have multiple theories, and then blew them all.
Window. And then now it's like, well, even if the blue theory or the green theory fell, the orange theory still holds, right?
That's what I meant. It was like weaving them together, because like if they're connected sort of to each other, then if she denies one, then the other one is still there, like in the web.
It's like he said, right? The one theory, one proposition, one truth leads to another truth, right? It's like a tree. If you have one tree, then all you need to do is cut it at the stem. But if you have multiple trees, it gets really complicated, and you have to like keep up all those theories. So if I was Battler, I'd really just get like a couple of notebooks and start writing all my theories down.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, he's gonna have to work extra hard to make many theories because she's not just gonna deny them immediately.
What does it mean? In the pitiful way you've been fighting up until now, you've made a single theory, glanced at the witch's complexion, And if that one didn't work, you then start making another theory.
Yeah, I guess Angie's gonna say the same thing now.
Yeah. You won't corner a witch like that. And how should I fight? You don't mean... Yeah, that's right. You don't attack her riddles with a point. You assault them with a wall. You said so yourself in an earlier game, but the force of your reasoning should be like that. Assault with a wall. That's right, I said it so myself earlier. Guessing and trying to expose the mystery is like trying to shoot a distant target with an arrow. Until now I've just been shooting off arrow after arrow. Asking the witch if I scored a hit, and then preparing my bow again once I'm told that I've missed. There's no way I'll hit at that rate. Bullets might be a better example than arrows. If you take a one shot after another at a distant target with a handgun, you probably won't hit it easily.
Oh shoot, mother is calling. Hello? Hello, aquí usando la computadora. Okay. Yeah, okay. Más tarde voy a la universidad. Ok, nos vemos. Bye, love you too. Dale. And my parents just called to let me know that they're coming back from Lakeland. That means that they'll be here in 4 hours.
So how can you hit it? If a handgun doesn't work, use a shotgun.
Oh shoot, he's going trenches in this one.
Instead of a single bullet, beat her down with shot comprised of countless projectiles at once.
Oh well, yeah, I mean
That's not a good example though, if the target's far away, it's just gonna hit nothing.
That's an excellent example, actually.
And this is like, if it's like a sniper shotgun, like...
No, I mean...
I don't think it's gonna reach that far.
I mean, obviously you've played video games and used shotguns in games. The problem is that video game shotguns are not how real shotguns work. So, video game shotguns are bad because otherwise they'd be the best weapon in every game. But shotguns are really, really good. And, I mean, if I want to give you an example, just think about duck hunting, right? When you duck hunt, you use a shotgun.
Oh, that's true.
And the reason why you use a shotgun is because if you use a rifle, right, you shoot one big bullet like you use when you're deer hunting. Deer don't move, so you just shoot one bullet and you hit it, right? Even though they're far away. A duck can be the same distance, but you're never going to hit with one shot. You shoot a variety of projectiles, and at least 2 of them hit the duck, and the duck falls. But ducks are...
Yeah, the ducks are weak enough anyway that they can't take even like a single hit.
Yeah,
they'll just fall down.
And when you're...
Okay, you say that, but like when I go to the gun range and I bring out a shotgun, they're all like, oh no, you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, because they're extremely loud and powerful.
Like,
and
come on.
And when you go to the... When you hit the target, it's just gonna fill the entire target with projectiles.
Yeah, exactly. I go to like a shooting competition, like, oh, who can get bullseye? I pull out the shotgun.
Yeah, because...
And it's like, look at that, I got like 10 bullseyes, you guys suck.
I mean, the point isn't to... At that point, like, it's not to see whose weapon is better, it's to see who's more accurate.
Well, clearly the person who got 10 bullseyes is pretty good.
I mean, that's like going to a bowling competition and using bumpers.
Like,
it's like, I never got a single winner.
Slides.
Yeah, exactly, use the bumper and the slide, you gotta strike every time. But yeah, no, that's the idea.
True.
It's not bad.
Dot scatters, so it impacts a wide area.
No, and if you want another example, what about grape shot in in the Civil War days?
True, actually, that makes it optimal for shooting small, fast targets like birds. That's right, there's no rule that says I have to guess like a pistol shooting one shot off at a time. Making a single theory and just hoping that it hits is no better than stopping your own thinking. Blast away with a massive number of bullets, of guesses, and make them impact like a wall, so that only one of them hitting the target is enough. Blue, huh? I get it. If your red truth is a razor-sharp katana, it looks like my blue is a shotgun. Now, a machine gun, whose no! The shotgun was better, not a machine gun. Whose firepower will turn the witch into a honeycomb.
I mean, unless Andrew and Badler start talking at the same time, then I guess it is a Gatling. because he has to shoot one at a time.
I guess that's true. Shotgun's cooler though.
An awkward gun that fires so many shots. It's like a no, I mean, I guess if you're dunk hunting with a Gatling, it's a little bit. A shotgun is more practical, but again, Battler doesn't have many mouths, so he has to use a machine gun and just waste a bunch of ammo.
Beto casts a spell and he gets like 10 mouths.
I mean, he already has one sprite with a mouth the size of 2.
That's true.
I see, so it's an awkward gun that fires many shots. That sort of crude analogy is just like you.
The climax of a detective novel is always the same. The famous detective gathers all the suspects at once and displays a single trail of logic that works splendidly. Almost like William Tell spectacularly shooting through an apple with a single arrow. That's why I mistakenly took that to be a virtue. It probably would be splendid if I could shoot through the truth with a single guess, but that isn't realistic. Look at real wars. Do they really have everyone pull long guns out of the trenches, aim really well, and take shots at each other one at a time?
Well, that's what they did in the Civil War, and thousands of guys would die every time.
Yeah, it did not go well.
They had muskets.
There's a tally-ho lads, and they'd line up,
Yeah.
and then go, and then all of them would die simultaneously.
Literally, no, all the front linesmen were scuffed. I'd hate to be in a war. But that's why guerrilla warfare was invented and shotguns were invented. I tell you, when Americans invented shotguns, the Germans were pissed.
They don't, right? They fire rapidly, they fire all over the place, they pin down the enemy with a barrage. Reasoning is the same way.
I really don't know how we went from like the Spartan wars with swords to the lined up musket wars, and then back to the regular ones.
Yeah, the phalanx was so awesome, they're like, oh, we should keep using that even if it makes no sense. So then they just lost all of those guys because they thought the phalanx was so cool. Because of that weird virtue, I've been stuck thinking of something blah 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 blah.
Oh wait, no.
I'm stuck thinking it's better to take one line of reasoning at a time. We humans can fire off countless guesses and possibilities. The bullet is the power of imagination. Suspension of thought is a clogged barrel. So just get a revolver.
Oh, true.
Like, this is never gonna happen. The pathetic way of reasoning up to now is like a pea shooter.
You get the revolver that has 6 barrels on it. Like a...
Oh, yeah.
Like one of those big Derringers.
I've been so lame, weakly firing off shots, getting them denied and read, and then taking the next bullet and reloading.
And we just described the Gatling gun. And a Gatling gun is like a machine revolver.
My blue truth, which claims that humans and tricks are what's real, will overpower its target, the illusion told by the witch. Oh, I just realized that image with all the guns. It's a Burn Castello, you had her with the Gatling, but it was Battler all along.
Oh, Battler, yeah, Battler had the Gatling, you're right.
With its firepower and the force of what I can imagine. This is my Ushiromi Battler's fighting style. What do you say it like that?
I guess another way
This is his fighting style. In the fighting game, he pulls out a Gatling and he just shoots them.
What is this, like, Ushirama, Battler, Nonodioku or something? Or, Ugi...
Golden Fantasia or something?
Yeah. No, I'm thinking like how you would say fighting style in Japanese.
Oh, yeah. Thanks to you, I figured out my true fighting style. Thanks, Gretel.
No, call me Angie. What?
You're welcome. Makes me think of how pathetic I was before.
No, he's gonna be later, like, he's gonna be like, alright, time for my second shot, and he's not gonna come up with anything, and he's just gonna get called incompetent again.
Yeah, it's like Beto said. I've had a handicap up until now. I'll acknowledge that. New rule understood. I have my own way of fighting. I'll show you it.
That willpower is good, I like it. Then try using it right away, this blue truth of yours.
Yeah, I'll use it. With this blue truth, I'll break apart your witch theory, which states that only a witch culprit is possible because everyone had alibis. This is my truth. Ushirami Kinzo is already dead. Therefore, the true number of people on the island is 17. By adding an unknown person X to that, it becomes 18 people. By supposing that this person X exists, the crimes will be possible even if all 17 people have alibis.
I kind of wish it had the red truth noise when he said that. Like
that's true.
Instead it was just thunder. Which is alright.
Okay, if we're going back to this, then we may as well save, because it's been an hour.
Oh, did the alarm go
off? We got past that anyway. Yeah, that's the alarm that just went off like 2 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
But I just wanted to get past this part. I figured it was gonna be soon. But yeah, that's for now.
Nice. Now we're cooking with blue.
Oh, okay, wait, it's not in this. Oh, I don't have nitro. Okay, whatever. Good night, have a nice dream.
It's perfect!
Good night. Have a nice dream.
Etc. Etc. I mean, I'll probably be back. I don't know if you will, but.
Well, I mean,
we'll see.
I have class at 5 or something like that? I forgot what time it is.
No, okay, maybe not.
Or at 7, or... Well, I get out of class at 7, and at night I have no obligation to go to sleep early. So...
Wait, why not? What tomorrow?
Tomorrow I have class at, like, 11. So I
don't... AM? I mean, it's kind of...
No, I'm saying, like, I can go to sleep at 2 a.m., right?
Okay, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're gonna go to sleep
do a 0.5 then. When you're back at 7.
Yeah. We'll see.
But,
see you next time.
For now.
Alright, let me close the door.
What?
I'm just gonna do the door closing sound effect.
Oh, true. That's the door opening, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
That was the door opening sound.
No, look, this is, I mean, look, it's literally the closing.
The closing one. Oh, you mean in the stream? Oh, okay, I see. Nothing with this, the soundboard sound.
Oh, no, I was just closing it.
It is opening.
Closing the game.
True.
I'll probably touch up the background later. I'll add some Okonogis and some Gatling guns.
True. Yeah, no, Badler has to have a Gatling gun now. This is true.
It's just gonna be on his hand. Alright, well, see you next time.
Oh, I knew this from the start, actually.
What?
I remember in Watermelon Chess, when my king turned into Badler, I gave him a gun, but it could only fire 1 bullet at a time.
Oh yeah, you gave him a sniper that could only fire 1 bullet at a time.
Damn it.
We gotta like have a revised match of Watermelon Chess with these new rules.
Yeah.
And maybe it'll actually be possible to kill a witch because Burnkastel's kind of broken.
Yeah, that's kind of cheating.
No, I mean Burnkastel. I was hoping. I forgot what it was. Like there was a way to defeat me that I was thinking about. That like if you did it, I would just concede victory. I think it was just boring me to death. So if you started doing something really boring, then I would just go to sleep and it'd be like, you win.
Yeah. True.
Bye bye. Bye bye, YB gang.